Hello, grade 9. So let's proceed. It is all about quadratic inequalities. Here are our objectives. Objective number 1, we need to illustrate quadratic inequalities. Number 2, we need to solve quadratic inequalities. And number 3, solve problems involving quadratic inequalities. So first, let's define what quadratic inequality is. Always remember, it is a mathematical statement that relates a quadratic expression as either less than or greater than another. It is also an inequality that contains polynomials whose highest exponent is 2. So we have to look at a variety of methods to solve quadratic equations. So the solutions to quadratic equations are what we called points. And here are our general form. X squared plus bx plus c is less than 0. Or x squared plus bx plus c is greater than 0. X squared plus bx plus c is less than or equal to 0. And the last one is x squared plus bx plus c is greater than or equal to 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers with a should not be equal to 0. The solutions to quadratic inequalities are written as interval. So an interval is the set of all real numbers between two given numbers. The two numbers on the ends are what we call the endpoints. The endpoints might or might not be included in the interval depending on whether the interval is open, close, or half open. So let's have here an example. Number 1, 3x squared minus 6x minus 2. So we need to identify if the given are an example of quadratic inequality or not. And then give me. And then afterwards, you need to justify your answer. Why it is not quadratic inequality or why it is a quadratic inequality. Number 1, 3x squared minus 6x minus 2. Quadratic inequality or not quadratic inequality. This is not quadratic inequality in one variable because there is no inequality symbol indicated. Number 2, x squared minus 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. This is not quadratic inequality in one variable because symbol is used in equal sign. It is a quadratic equation in one variable. Number 3, x minus 2x minus 8 is greater than or equal to 0. Is it a quadratic inequality or not? This is not quadratic inequality in one variable because the highest exponent is not 2. So kung mapapansin ninyo, ang exponent lang po niya ay 1. So that means this one is not a quadratic inequality. Number 4, quantity x minus 5 times quantity x minus 1 is greater than 0. So first, in order for you to identify if this one is an example of quadratic inequality or not, we need to use the method, or that is what we call the FOIL method. First, you need to multiply first term and first term of the other given. So x times x, that is x squared. Another one, we need to multiply negative 5 times x, that is the outer term, and that is equal to negative 5x. Next, multiply x times negative 1, that is negative x. And then last term, negative 5 times negative 1, that is equal to positive 5. Greater than 0. So we need to combine similar terms to simplify. So we need to combine this one. So this will become like sign, add, and then attach the sign. So, then, x squared, negative 5x, meron po tayong invisible 1, which is the numerical coefficient of x. So, negative 5 minus 1, that is already negative 6x. Plus 5 is greater than 0. This one now is what we call the standard form or the general form. So, x squared minus 6x plus 5 is greater than 0. Is this an example of quadratic inequality? Yes or no? So, this is a quadratic inequality in one variable, because the symbol used is an inequality symbol and the highest exponent is 2. But take note, this one is tricky. Why? Because you need to multiply the factors to express to its lowest term, and then you can identify the highest exponent. So, eto na po ang sagot natin. This one is an example of quadratic inequality. Let's proceed. Another example. In solving quadratic inequalities, we need to find its solution set. The solution set of a quadratic inequality can be written as a set and can be illustrated through a number line. For example, x is greater than negative 1. So, let's identify the solution set of this given equation. Nasaan po kaya? So, kung ito po ang number line po natin, negative 1. Andito po ang negative 1 natin. So, negative 1, sabi po dyan, x is greater than negative 1. So, what are those numbers na greater than negative 1? So, yun po yung 0, 1, 2, so on and so forth. Or those are the positive infinity numbers. Greater than po ang nakalagay. Open or close. So, yung napag-aralan nyo nung grade 7 kayo, kapag greater than and less than, magiging open dot. Or yun yung tinatawag nating hollow circle. So, hollow circle, ibig sabihin, ang negative 1 ay hindi included, or yung critical value, which is negative 1, is not a solution set of this given equation. Number 2, y is less than or equal to negative 1. So, if we graph this one, less than and greater than, so ibig sabihin sa number line, ito po ay closed circle. Ibig sabihin, kapag closed circles, ang kanyang mga solution set, y is less than or equal to negative 1. So, what are those numbers that is less than or equal to negative 1? Mas mababa daw sa negative 1. So, yun po yung mga negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, so on and so forth. Those are the negative numbers. Included ba si negative 1? Yes. Bakit po? Bakit siya included? Kasi po, nakalagay dyan, less than or equal to. If we substitute the value of y as negative 1, so negative 1, is it less than or equal to negative 1? Yes, it is equal, but it is not less than. So, ibig sabihin, or therefore, ito po ay included, at ito po ay isa sa kanyang mga solution set. Number 3, y is greater than or equal to negative 1. Greater than or equal. Ano kaya yung mga numbers that are greater than or equal to negative 1? Okay, so ito po, sisimula ulit. Greater than or equal, so that is closed circle, negative 1. So, ang kanyang solution set, magsisimula kay negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and infinity. Number 4, x is greater than 1. So, what are those numbers that are greater than positive 1? So, yun po yung 2, 3, so on and so forth. Yan po ay hollow circle. Ibig sabihin, ang critical value which is positive 1 is not included as a solution set. Therefore, ang kanyang mga solution set ay magsisimula kay 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. 5. X is less than positive 1. Pag i-graph po natin yan, positive 1. Less than. Ibig sabihin, ano yung mga numbers na less than positive 1? So, yun po yung 0, negative 1, negative 2, so on and so forth. So, always remember, ito yung mga symbols natin, less than or greater than. Circles to be used are hollow circle. The circle or the critical points are not included. Sabi ko nga kanina, ang mga critical value are not included as the solution set. Kapag po yan ay greater than or less than. How about if less than or equal to and greater than or equal to? The circle or the critical points are included. So, yan po yung tinatawag nating solid circle or yung closed circle. So, let's have here our example number 1. Solve x squared plus 8x plus 7 less than or equal to 0. And then afterwards, graph the solutions on a number line. So, first step, since ito po ay naka-general form na po, so, we need to replace the inequality sign with an equal sign. So, para lang tayong magka-quadratic equation. So, pwede po kayong gumamit ng factoring or ng quadratic formula. Kung ano po yung natatandaan ninyo nung lesson natin nung first week. So, solve the equation. Step number 2, we need to solve for the equation. The equation factors easily. Why? Find two numbers whose product is 7 and whose sum is 8. So, you need to think for the possible factor of 7 that it will give you a sum of 8. The numbers are 1 and 7 because if you multiply 1 times 7, it will give you a product of 7. And 1 plus 7, it will give you a sum of positive 8. So, use these numbers to find the factors of this one. So, the factors are x plus 1 and the other one is x plus 7. The next step natin, let's continue. Write the expression as the product of factors. X plus 1, quantity x plus 1 is equal to 0. So, use the zero product property to solve for the solution set. X plus 1 is equal to 0. X plus 1 is x plus 7 is equal to 0. Equate it to 0. Therefore, I get the additive inverse of positive 1, that is negative 1. So, x now is equal to negative 1 and the other one. The additive inverse of positive 7, it is also negative 7. So, the solution sets are negative 1 and negative 7 kapag po ang topic natin ay quadratic equation. Pero ang topic po natin is quadratic inequality. So, we need to use a number line and test point to solve the inequality. So, the sign of the original inequality was, huwag niyo pong kakalimutan, less than or equal to. Therefore, we are looking for solutions that are less than or equal to 0. So first, we need to plot the solutions to the equation on a number line. And it divides the number line into 3 regions. First region, numbers less than, negative 7 and negative 1. Second region, numbers in between negative 7 and negative 1. And third, numbers greater than negative 7 and negative 1. So, kapag nag-graph po tayo, for example, ito po yung number line po natin, negative 7, ito po ay closed circle kasi po ang given po natin ay less than or equal to. Ibig sabihin, included as a solution set si negative 7 and at the same time si negative 1. So, saan kaya natin makikita ang kanyang solution set? Okay. So, tignan natin kung nasaan. Let's proceed sa region 1. This one is region 1. Sabi po, less than negative 7. So, those numbers that are negative 8, negative 9, negative 10. Yun po ang mga makikita natin sa region 1. Ang makikita natin sa region 2, it is in between negative 1 and negative 7. So, ano po yung mga number na in between? Negative 7, negative 6, negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, and negative 1. Okay? And then, ang region 3 po natin, mapapansin ninyo na ulit po yung 4 ko. I'm sorry. Exclude po natin yung isang negative 4 sa number line. And ang region 3 po natin ay 0, 1, 2, and 3. So, kuha po tayo ng mga tag-iisa po dyan sa ating region as test point. So, test 1 point from each region of the number line. Pick any point from the region that is easy to work with. Para sa inyo, saan po dyan yung mas madali or mas pinakamadali? Okay? So, test x is equal to negative 10 from region 1. Kasi ang region 1 po natin simula kay negative 7 ay less than negative 7. So, yan po ay negative 8, negative 9, negative 10. Ang kinuha ko po ay negative 10. Isa-substitute natin sa ating original na equation which is x squared plus 8x plus 7 is less than or equal to. Okay, so substitute natin, palitan daw po natin lahat ng x, which is negative 10. Negative 10 squared plus 8 times negative 10 plus 7. Sa pan-substitution, we need to simplify. Negative 10 times negative 10, that is equal to 100. 8 times negative 10, that is negative 80. 100 minus 80, that is 20. 20 plus 7, that is equal to 27. So, we need to set up an inequality that compares the result of your test x value with 0. Refer back to the sign used in the original inequality in this case. So, less than or equal to yung gamit po natin kanina. So, therefore, 27 is less than or equal to 0. Is it true? True or false? This one is not true, or this one is false. Therefore, points in region 1 are not solutions of the given equation. Let's proceed. Test for region number 2. Ang region number 2 po natin from in between negative 7 and negative 1. So, kukuha po tayo ng isa dyan. So, nasa inyo na po kung ano po yung gusto nyong kunin. Basta ang mga number na makikita in between negative 7 and negative 1. Pwede rin yung kunin ang negative 1 kung gusto nyo pong itry. Okay? So, test x is equal to negative 2. So, ang kinuha ko po ay negative 2 since nasa in between naman siya ng negative 7 at negative 1. Therefore, we need to substitute. Palitan lahat po ng value ng x. So, negative 2 squared plus 8 times negative 2, yun po yung value ng x natin, plus 7. Simplify. Negative 2 times negative 2. Lagi nyo pong tatandaan, you are multiplying the base twice itself. So, negative 2 times negative 2, that will become positive 4. 8 times negative 2, you are multiplying unlike sign. So, negative po ang product. So, negative 16 plus 7. Simplify. 4 plus 7, that is 11. 11 minus 16, unlike sign, subtract. Attach the sign of the largest number. So, 11 minus 16, that is negative 5. So, we need to set up an inequality that compares the result of your test x value with 0. So, negative 5, is it less than or equal to 0? Yes, that's true. So therefore, points in region 2 are solution set of the given equation. So ibig sabihin, x is greater than or equal to -7 but less than or equal to -1 are solutions. Let's proceed. Region 3. Sa region 3 naman, makikita po natin, kinuha ko po from -1, greater than daw po siya. Greater than -1. So, ibig sabihin, pwede tayong kumuha ng 0, 1, 2, and 3. So, ang kinuha ko po para pinakamabilis, 0. So, just substitute all values of x which is equal to 0. So, ito po, x0 times 0 that is equal to 0. 8 times 0 that is already equal to 0 plus 7. So, ang natira po ay 7. So, we need to set up an inequality that compares the result of your text as x value with 0. So, 7, is it less than or equal to 0? Siyempre, hindi naman po mas mababa ang positive 7 sa 0, so this one is false. Therefore, points in region 3 are not solutions of the given equation. So, x is greater than -1 are not solutions of the given equation. So from the test points, region 1, region 2, region 3, we can see that the expression is less than or equal to 0 when x is between -7 and -1. Therefore, kapag po yan in between -7 and -1, ang solution sets po natin sa equation na x squared plus 8x plus 7 less than or equal to 0 when? Kailan? When x is greater than or equal to -7, mas mataas kaysa kay -7 or equal negative or x is greater than or equal to -7 but less than or equal to -1.